the best of the week on Relevant Radio.
Let's go now to Jasmine in Miami. Hi, Jasmine.
Hi, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. What's on your mind?
Hi, yeah, so I have a question. So I recently asked a priest about communion. My question is, the Catholic Church claims to have like the correct and most, I guess, fulfilling view of communion, with, the body and blood of Jesus Christ being present in the Eucharist. But my question was, if that's the case, how come, at least surface level to me, when I see it, it's not done in the way that we see at the Last Supper, where everyone participates in not just the bread, but also in the blood being the wine. Most Catholic churches that I've personally gone to. So I don't understand why there's only one part where everyone takes the bread and not the wine.
Yeah, that's a really good question. And it does come up quite a bit, Jasmine. I'd be happy to answer it. So the first thing is, let's remember that at the Last Supper, there were no lay people there. It was Jesus and the apostles. And at the Last Supper is where the church teaches Jesus conferred the sacrament of holy orders upon the apostles. They were the inner group of disciples. So they were there in the capacity as the first priests of the new covenant. So there's a difference in kind here, because you're right, at Mass, the vast majority of people who are at Mass are the lay faithful, people like you and me. And it's only one or two or three, maybe, depending upon how many priests and deacons, who would be in the clergy. So the reason that Jesus said to the apostles, take and eat, and they consumed both the bread, which became the body of Jesus, body, blood, soul, and divinity, and the chalice of wine, which became the body, blood, soul, and divinity of Jesus, is because they were being given the sacrament of holy orders. So that's the reason why. So that is not in itself a pattern or a blueprint, you might say, for how everybody should or should not receive communion. That's the first thing. The second thing is, when you receive either the host or the precious blood, you receive all of Jesus, 100%, body, blood, soul, and divinity. You've heard that phrase before, I'm sure, right? Body, blood, soul, and divinity?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's a formula. It's an aphorism, but it's really helpful because it describes in one sentence the totality of Jesus. You get all of Jesus. So what happens is, at communion, if you only received the host, you receive all of Jesus. You're not missing anything. Now, it is true that the symbolism of body and blood, body is something that is solid, blood is something that is liquid, so the solidness of the bread is redolent of the body, and the liquidity, if that's a word, I guess it is a word, so the liquidity of the wine that has become the precious blood is symbolic of or redolent of blood, but that's as far as that goes. The reality is all of Jesus, body, blood, soul, and divinity in either or both. So one of the reasons why, historically at least, the church did not permit lay people to receive under both kinds is because of the exact question you're asking. Because a lot of people would fall into this misunderstanding and think that they weren't getting the whole Jesus if they received only the host. It's actually a heresy known as utraquism. That's a Latin phrase that means both and. So, as a way to try to help people recognize that you get all of Jesus, the theological reason would be for that reason, so people wouldn't misunderstand and think they're missing something. There are times when, let's say at a wedding, when the bride and groom are receiving and giving each other their marriage, the sacrament of holy matrimony, it's all the more appropriate. It's all the more in keeping with the symbolism of Christ in the church for them to receive under both kinds. But the main thing is, in some parishes where they do offer it post-COVID, that's fine. Other parishes where they don't offer it post-COVID, that's fine too. There's really nothing negative or wrong about that. And receiving under both kinds, lastly, is a very new thing in the life of the church. You wouldn't have found it prior to the 1960s in the Latin Rite of the Catholic Church, because the custom was to receive just the host for lay people. Now, I've given you a lot there. Do you want to discuss that at all?
No. I mean, it makes sense. I understand now. I just wanted clarification because when I asked the priest about it, it kind of felt like he didn't answer my question, and he went on and gave examples about concerns of desecration of the Eucharist, but he was only speaking about, the host. And so it completely ignored my question about the wine specifically, but this makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I'm glad. And you're raising an important question. And believe me, it's on the minds of who knows how many people. They do wonder about this. And the reason I know is because I get emails on the topic and occasional phone calls on the topic too. So I know it's a question that deserves a good answer. So I hope that you felt like my answer got to the heart of your question.
Yes, it definitely did. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you.
You're welcome, Jasmine. Good talking to you. Thank you for that. Like what you just heard? Share it with your family and friends. And thanks for listening.